Fact is fiction, fiction is fact. Friends are enemies. Nothing's intact. Wishes are for dreamers, plans are for schemers. Teachers aren't teaching, helpers aren't outreaching. The systems all appear to be failing or simply down. All too many faces are etched deeply in a frown. Talk is barely happening, lost in the keyboard, texting every sentiment. Greed has filled us with an increase in resentment. Fear leads the way, not hope and assistance. Failure to submit, we're embroiled in resistance. Children are grown up by the time they start school. The data at their fingertips is bordering on cruel. Whatever you need can be delivered online. No lines in which to meet those consumers we define. Interaction is an infraction, an assault on our senses. We're building walls instead of carefully mending fences. Rational thought is no longer the common thread. So many teenagers are wishing they were dead. The ship is sinking, and its captain's not in sight. The riverbed will soon consume the vessel before tomorrow's light. The truth be told is no easy exercise these days. Misspeak and misremembering somehow evades the censor's eyes. Taking blame, being culpable for our mistakes? Not today. When we walk, the street below us quakes. Form follows function. The masses are unnerved. Justice, or so they say, is about to be served. Opioids and loaded guns paint the scene outside. The path that leads to freedom has been diverted and defied. Perhaps Mother Nature has decided it's time that someone paid for all this violence we've wrought and evil we've displayed. The majority of people who try to live their level best still live day to day, carrying unbearable stress. Panic has reached a fever pitch. Someone has to flip the switch. Afraid to even step outdoors, by the time we reach our own front door, our eyebrows start to twitch. In places like Flint, in what they label pure Michigan, the water isn't safe to drink. It's reprehensible, I'm sure most inhabitants of the world would have to think. Let's make the world a safer place for all human beings to enjoy. This earth of ours is not to be trifled with like a 5 or 10 cent toy. Invest in the future of those following our lead. Don't let everything we strive for be simply based on greed. Stop the double standards in the boardroom and the streets, and for God's sake, say what's on your mind, but cut back on your tweets. Equal rights with equal pay, malfeasance gone one day? Is that such a lofty goal for us to put in play? For the last few minutes, you've been staring at a safety pin on my hat. The act of accepting everyone for who they are is truly where it's at.